I don't know if it's apathy or if it's exhaustion. Because you got to remember, people are going to their jobs, which they hate, that they're trudging off at 7:30 in the morning to get that goddamn train that they get on for the last 5 years, going the same route, getting off at the same station, having the bagel from the same place, meeting the same people, not talking to them, just making polite eye contact, having a coffee on the way. When they walk through the door, they finish their coffee, throw it in the bin, go up to their job, do the same thing, talk to the same people at the same fucking desk, looking out the same fucking window if they're lucky enough to have a window. Get on the train, repeat process all the way home. It makes you a little bit exhausted. So many of the creative people I know, everybody I know in this city is extremely creative. Christ, I love you, New York City. From the bottom of my fucking black heart, I love you. And everyone is so buggered. They're exhausted by the end of the day. We've started going to this crazy club called Pendu. Over in Brooklyn, and starts at like 9 and finishes around midnight on Tuesday nights, and it's awesome. It is, oh my god, I'm doing this because I've been inspired by this place. You rock in there and the stage is covered in synthesizers. I'm talking like mid-late 80s through the early 90s, and I'm the kind of geek, I have a fetish for synthesizers. They give me a boner. Deal with that. Synths turn me on, and so I walk in there and it's a wet dream. And then there's usually 2 or 3 acts, and they are using their analog or digital synthesizers with their laptops, making music live like they used to do in the 80s and early 90s. And all this stuff sounds like circa early Skinny Puppy or Nitzareb or Front 242, because they are creating music in fundamentally the same way. Every now and then you get someone who is so hardcore they don't even have a fucking laptop. They just turn up with their really old shitty drum machine, a bunch of analogs, and they go for it. And it is exciting to watch it because it is so lo-fi, it is so punk, and it's happening. They are creating the music. The oscillators are firing as you hear it. It's real. If something breaks, cool! Let's figure out how we can work around it. Like, I'm going to be breaking into music in however many minutes. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. I don't know where I'm going to start. I don't know what I'm doing. And for me, that is so exciting. Because normally for me, an Angelspit, everything is so meticulously planned out, and we think our way through everything, and it's like, okay, no, let's think punk now. Let's do something completely different.
And you always have to aim for a certain aesthetic perfection, because it is a performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the other thing, is that if you're giving it a performance, and performances are fun, you don't want to have 3/4 of your brain going, well, you know, if that main synthesizer or drum machine breaks down, we're fucked. What are we going to do? Oh my god. Going that at any minute something colossal could fuck up. Or one of the many different elements in it could fuck up. So when we play live, and when so many other EBM bands play live, they simplify it as much as they possibly can. So if your laptop fucks out, you just give them your iPod. Usually now they're just turning up with an iPod. Because the audience don't want it to break. What do you want? Do you want to see machines going real, or do you want to see the band walking around scratching their head for half an hour figuring out how they can fix something?
If you're asking me, I would rather watch the band scratch their head.
I actually saw Sonic Youth do that twice in Sydney, and it was their best gig because they kept playing.
Of course.
And they went off. We're doing these fashion Destructo parties every Monday night here. We've got a bunch of friends turning up with spray cans, and, you know, Cliff from Vampire Freaks turned up, and also on your show, turned up with ties. And we're using all the... Because as you may know, we run a jewelry brand. I'll get to that in the middle. And when we use it, we have all of these offcuts.
Ooh.
Because we laser cut it all.
I'm used to box cutters.
Box cutters?
Yeah, for stencils.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really cool as well, but we've got all these things, so we've decided we're going to use them for stencils as well. So everyone's using them and printing out stencils, making stencils, and you come straight from work, and you finish around about 12. You destroy a pair of pants or a t-shirt, like the pants I'm wearing right now, and you hang out with your friends, and it's great fun. And, you know, we also want to do stuff where you turn up and you fuck around with makeup. Let's have a night where we all sit around and we play with makeup. We do something really different. Like a movie we're both getting into at the moment is a movie called Liquid Sky that was filmed in New York in the like early 80s, late 70s. And it's really amazing. Like, it's just so cool. It's really experimental. I think the whole experimental edge has been lost because everyone's so exhausted / apathetic / whatever you want to call it.
Do you think that bringing a ton of angst, which I know is generally something people equate with youth, but it doesn't necessarily need to be so. Do you think angst is a good tool to combat against...
Anger is an energy. Anger is an energy pill.
Yeah. I played that last night. Rise.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, like, if you want to change something, you can't be madly in love with it and want to embrace it. You got to hate it or be angry at it, more to the point. And you've got to be motivated to change it. See, that's the other thing about Angelspit is gung-ho. You have that word here, don't you? Gung-ho?
Yeah.
I got to make sure. There's a lot of Australianisms you don't have. Like, I can't think of one right now. Buggered. You don't use the word buggered enough. Buggered.
No.
Buggered.
Most people do know what it...
You toe up someone's bum either. It means, like, I'm exhausted. Buggered.
Yeah.
Say it with me.
Yeah, bugger off.
Yeah, that's it. Bugger off. Yeah. Another one to use in a situation like that is rack off, but not many people use rack off.
I've never even heard rack off.
Rack off.
That's totally Australian.
Yeah. Got to use that one. Arse hat was also invented by Australians. So was fuck knuckle and fucked hard. So
was deodorant.
Was it? So was lawnmowers and the Hills Hoist. Ask me about Wheel of Goon. Write it down on your fucking list. Wheel of goddamn Goon. I was talking about something really important and I've forgotten.
We were talking about apathy versus angst versus...
Oh, yeah. Angst in the Revolution.
Exhaustion.
Angst in the Revolution. That's a great name for a band. Hey, we're Angst in the Revolution.
Well, because if you love something enough, you don't necessarily want to change it.
Exactly. Here's a problem with change and wanting to make change. One, there's some really good stuff on TV, so maybe I'll do it tomorrow night. Two, I've got a whole bunch of TV I need to catch up with.
Puke.
Three, I've got to check in on Facebook. Four, I couldn't be fucked.
So for sore eyes.
Yeah. And it's like, this is the whole concept behind the song Fuck the Revolution, is that it's too hard to revolt now because we're all working so hard because you're working so hard to get shit you don't need to impress people that you don't even like. Like, that's the whole concept behind fucking everything. Yeah, sure, let's all change the world, but firstly, let's change our own worlds. I want to change my world. There's a bunch of things about me I want to change. And I want to be more creative. I want to be, and there's a zillion people who are just like this. I want to come home or finish my day off here and actually do something. I want to be making music again. I'm so fucking busy with everything we do and dealing with the business of rock and roll and all this other shit that I don't have time to make fucking music. I can make it a day a week if I'm lucky.